Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. We are looking at some things that you have been tagging me on TikTok, Instagram, anywhere, sending me my messages. If you come across anything online that you think Robert needs to see this, just at me in the video or send it to my messages. Don't be like, look at this shit. Okay, let's have a look what we have today. Subscribe. Not a bad idea, right? Here's the difference between, well, this is going to sound really, really basic. Highlighter and concealer. Concealer is in the name, it conceals. Stick with me, stick with me. Highlighter highlights, right? And you can get matte highlights, so you can get a shimmer highlight. She kind of use like that more metallic-y, glowy highlight, meaning it's going to bounce light off your skin. So of course, if you put something bright around your eyes, I mean, she's very lucky, she has quite bright eye area anyway, it's going to look hydrated, it's going to look bouncy, it's going to look highlighted. So yeah, you're not really using it as concealer, you're using it for its purpose, which is to highlight an area and make something look brighter, which is exactly what it's doing. This is great for underneath your foundation if you want to, if a product is safe to use around your eyes, that's the main thing. But this isn't wild. People are discovering a lot of different things to use, you know, around the eyes, bronzer being one recently. Yeah. I wish this like skin blur wasn't like a thing to do at the moment online. I don't know if it's just upload quality or the actual video, but upload quality is on social media platforms is terrible. We've been through this stage, right? Putting powder on your face before your foundation. We all know it works. Here's the deal though. I wouldn't leave it on the skin in blocks like this and then put a liquid on top. You don't want the powder to become part of your foundation. You want it there as like it should be like your skin. You know what I mean? It's like that barrier from your skin and the foundation, if that makes sense. You don't want it mixing in with your liquid foundation, because if that dries down and you haven't quite blended it nicely, that is going to be powdery and chalky and cakey in your foundation. I would also recommend pushing it into the skin properly, not just wiping it around the face. Pushing it in with a brush or a dry sponge or a puff or something like that. Again, if you're priming your skin with something, whatever it is, it shouldn't be a layer on top of your skin. It should be part of your skin. You should be pushing that primer, whatever it is you're using as primer, into the skin as much as possible.
Grab some Vaseline, apply it onto your lash curler, and then curl your lashes. Apply your mascara right after.
No. Okay, I don't know what it is of people using like Vaseline to prime things or to prep things. Vaseline has no staying power. It's not a product that's made to hold anything, keep anything. It's slippery, it slips. You put Vaseline on your lips and it ends up down here eventually, especially under mascara. This is a recipe for disaster. It is going to be so messy. And so eventually, this is fact, right? Vaseline doesn't act differently on your lashes than it does your skin. It isn't a different formula on everyone else. It can't be like, try it. No, it's just not going to work. Vaseline isn't, it sits on top of stuff. So there's no reason why Vaseline would have any curling power or staying power in terms of your lashes. Absolutely none. Lashes look great here, but they all do after you've just curled them. I will do a scientific experiment to this. A few things that concern me with this as well, right? Oily eyelids already melt our makeup if we're not using an eyeshadow primer, right? And it can transfer into your lashes, to your bottom lashes. That oil, slippy formula is not good around the eye area if you want longevity off your makeup. If you want your mascara to last a long time, your eyeliner to last a long time, if you put anything slippery or greasy or oily, even like those kind of wet look gels that are made for the lids, you expect it to crease and, you know, stuff like that. And when they stay shiny, that's not a thing. Why do we make stuff up? Why do people just make stuff up? In my opinion, there was a little bit of trickery going on there with some excess color. However, this isn't as crazy as it looks. It's very Victorian. It's very Victorian. When women weren't allowed to wear makeup or it was frowned upon, because it was only for, at the time, sex workers and actors, which I don't know why they were the same thing. Women could buy sheets of paper, colored paper, that they would use to tint their cheeks or tint their lips. So this isn't a crazy thing to think of, although I do think different kinds of paper are tinted and colored a different way now to how it was in the Victorian times. This is something that can happen. You can do it with magazine paper if you want to. I wouldn't, but you can. That can't be real. That can't be real. If that's real, that person needs to be arrested. The person doing it. That is unbelievable. Here's the deal with things like this, right? And I always think the same with brows. Tattooed brows, not microbladed, like tattooed, and tattooed lip liner and tattooed eyeliner. Trends change very often. I know it's a case of you don't always have to be on trend, but there are some things that outdate themselves very quickly and in turn make you look outdated. Dark liner under the eye, a bold lip line, for example, contouring like this, brow shape, it all changes. And if you want to change it up occasionally, contouring like this isn't going to be around forever. This contouring like this and baking under our eyes with pink powder is going to be like what blue eyeshadow was in the 80s. The way we look back at it now, we're like, oh, it's so 80s. You know what I mean? It's going to be that telltale sign of the times. I mean, what even is that? But please say this is fake. That looks awful. That looks so terrible. Like, that is unbelievably shit. Stuff like this should be illegal. Come on. That can't be real. That can't be real. Especially the nose. And it looks, how does it look grey? That looks like makeup. I think this is a joke. It has to be. It has to be. Wow, what is it with the tattoos? Arrest that man. Arrest that man. These aren't even in line with where his brows should be. And what's going on here? These don't even look real. This man could have got some really great microbladed brows and been done who has the nerve to tattoo something so permanent on someone and make it look so shit?
I have a professional makeup artist tip for you. If you are not applying your highlighter with a powder puff, then what are you doing? I'm just taking the bigger end of this powder puff and lightly tapping in my Rare Beauty concealer in the shade Exhilarate, and look at that seamless glow it gives. So tapping that onto my nose, and I put it on the high points of my face, and I feel like it just gives you the most beautiful overall glow. You don't get any weird streaks. Let me know if you try this.
I'm gonna try it right now. Let's try it. I got a really horrible highlight on, a liquid highlight that just ruined my whole face. So let's try that. Let me take everything off and start again. Okay, so I have the Rare Beauty highlighter. This is a shade Exhilarate, which is this one. And I have a puff very similar. This one is from MUA Academy. And let's just go. So I'm gonna tap it into here. Out of habit, I'm just gonna tap a little bit off on my hand because I don't want it to be too crazy. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Was this highlight a little bit too light for me? Yes. Oh my god, that was so quick and easy. Okay, I just want to change the lip up a little bit there. That looks really, really good. It's very quick, very easy. If you're a bit like curious of where to put your highlight, that's a really, really good technique. I really, really like that. I just wanted to show you this one because I often see people, and I talk about this so many times, calling Fix Plus from MAC a setting spray, as in it's going to set your foundation. Just watch this.
So you can use Fix Plus to dampen your skin and then get it ready to receive all of your serums and skincare. You can use it once your makeup is done to sort of finish and settle. I'll tell you why we developed Fix Plus, because this, I think, is a story that a lot of people don't know. So Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation, which is still an OG iconic foundation. I'm wearing it right now.
The best.
It gives you levels of coverage. You can brush it on and get it sheer and veil-like, but then you can take the sponge and really build it up. So in the late 90s, early 2000s, Studio Fix was really popular. Still is, but it was super popular then because everyone wanted to look
Right.
matte. The
Right.
look was to be a little bit more matte then, or kind of natural matte.
Right.
So when that natural matte finish trend started to change and people started to want things that looked a little bit softer and more skin-like, people still wanted to use their Studio Fix. So if you prep your skin a certain way, you can still use Studio Fix and it can warm up nicely,
Mhm.
but it may take several minutes of wear for it to start to absorb
Right.
some of your skin's excess oils and settle down. So we wanted to give Studio Fix wearers a way that they could finish off their Studio Fix application and kind of warm it up
Right.
and speed that warm up process. So
Right.
you didn't have to wait 10 or 15 minutes, but you could spray something on it that gave it moisture
Help it
and
melt
helped
into the
it
skin.
melt into the skin faster.
Right.
That's why we created Fix Plus.
That's what Fix Plus is for. When you wet a powder or make a powder a little bit more moist, sorry to say the word, it can kind of it can last longer, a powder, right? But spraying Fix Plus on your foundation, it's going to make it look really, really nice, but it's not going to make the longevity of how long it lasts in your skin any longer. I just want to finish on that note. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Go ahead and tag me on anything. Turn on those notification bells if you haven't already so you can see when I post 3 times a week. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.